The Seiko Prospex King Turtle Save the Ocean Special Edition. My favorite automatic to wear, especially during the summer. Before we zoom in and take a look at it, I want you to just see, I put it on a band here. This is the additional rubber strap you could buy off of Seiko.com. $50, but I think it was worth it. Nice feel to it, good rubber, feels great on the wrist. You get a good fit. I like the little stamping and branding here as well. And then you get a little Prospex stamping down at the bottom, so it looks good and fits in nicely with the watch. I love the way the colors play together. Zoom in here. Really great watch for a lot of different reasons. It has some of the things that kind of Seiko gets criticized for not including at this price range. $625 is the price. I got mine a few years ago when they came out. I think I paid roughly $700 for mine, but I've been wearing it for a few years. It's held up quite well because of the couple of things that I think make it a really good daily wear, especially when you're talking about automatics. So let's talk about that automatic movement. 4R36 Seiko movement, incredibly reliable, really great. 41 hours of power reserve, 24 joules. You got hand winds, you got hacks, everything you could possibly ask for. The other things that Seiko doesn't typically, you got a ceramic bezel, which is nice, so it's going to wear in well. You got sapphire crystal, which is something that also, even at higher price ranges, you don't really find all the time with your Seiko device. In fact, that's one of the criticisms that Seiko gets, is that you can pay kind of $600, $700 for a watch and not get a sapphire crystal. And it makes a difference for me for a daily wear. I have the GMT, the Seiko 5 Sports GMT, and it's great. I love it. I hit it once I scuffed it. I'm going to have to get crystal repair on it. So it's nice to have that additional security that the sapphire crystal provides. It does have the domed and the magnified day and date window. Controversial for some people. I know they like to come. Some people have like sanded this down even or grinded it down to get a flat look on the sapphire crystal because it is not domed, it's a flat. So they want to kind of keep that aesthetic. So they did that. Personally, I don't mind it. In fact, I kind of like it. Love the day and date window. I think it's a nice touch on this particular watch. 45 millimeter case diameter, but of course it wears to me on my 7-inch wrist more like a 42 millimeter diameter. So don't be scared by the dimensions on this because you do have the kind of King Turtle, the shell look here that's adding to some of that look on here. So a lot of that's going to be around the face and it feels nice, and the lug to lug isn't anything outstanding, isn't anything overwhelming that you wouldn't be able to wear this watch. But see, you have the polished on the side here. You've got that, I don't know what they call it, kind of the double coin edge on the unidirectional bezel. Bezel feels great, nice and solid, good clicks around. 200 meters of water resistance, screw down crown, and just a great look. The one thing that you're gonna notice when you get this watch, or you look at it online, that I kind of got thrown by, is that in the pictures and the renders, it looks significantly brighter, the dial does, than it does in person. So you can see this. When the light hits it, you can absolutely see, and on camera it's going to pick up. You can see the manta rays there. So it's not like you're not going to be able to see them at all. I think there was another version of this, another variant, that was significantly darker, and you couldn't see them quite as well. So you do see them, and it does have a nice kind of gradient to the dial. It's a little lighter in the center, and then as you get out towards the indices, it kind of gets darker around there. But it does play in the light. It does have texture to the dial as well, which is a little hard. Yeah, you can see it. You get a good feeling there. So it does give you that ocean feel to it. Just really nice. I love the colors. If you love blue, if you love just kind of summer colors and a summer feel to a watch, this is a really nice one. We'll throw in the lume shot. We'll kind of put it into a little square in the bottom. Seiko lume, Luma Bright, looks great, no issues, charges up quickly, and lasts quite a long time, and it is really, really bright. Stainless steel case. Like I said, it came with a stainless steel bracelet. I don't like dealing with the Seiko pins and collars. I know once you get the hang of it, and I watch professionals and pros are fine with it and being able to size it, that's fine. I personally didn't like it, and I like it, especially for summer, on the rubber strap anyway. But it does have the stamped clasp. Some of the things that people get on, it's not milled. Some of the things that people get on Seiko about, even with the higher, more expensive watches. So if that's something that really bothers you, get something like a rubber strap, swap it out for something, and you'll be fine. But just the overall day-to-day function of it is really good. Accurate, nice movement, nice sweep there. Just the design overall is great. And I go back and forth between the King Turtle and the Samurai case, because this comes in the Samurai as well. And I kind of like it in the King Turtle. And I've gone back and forth, but I just think the versatility of the King Turtle is nice to have, and kind of the softer look especially if you want to just kind of enjoy the actual design of the watch and dial itself. I think you get a little bit more of that with the King Turtle version as opposed to the Samurai. I still love Samurai cases. I love the way it looks. It's very angular, though. It's a bit of a statement. It gets a little bulky on the wrist. This is bulky, too, don't get me wrong. But it kind of plays off differently because of the fact that you have kind of the cushion, the little cushion bed that the actual dial sits on. So it blends in a little bit better than just a pure chunk of the Samurai case. So that's something you're going to have to determine for yourself. But it's held up well. A few years of use, a lot of wear, like I said, specifically in the summer, banging into stuff. Love the fact that it has the sapphire crystal because that makes all the difference in the world. And, you know, when you see micro brands, including sapphire crystals on $200 and $300 watches, I understand that it's not necessarily the same. They don't have the kind of cost that Seiko does. They're not putting the same fit and finish into the rest of the watch that Seiko is, and the reliability and the service and the manufacturer. I get it. But when you're just talking peace of mind on a watch that you're going to be wearing on a daily basis, you absolutely want that additional little bit because it's one watch that, because of the water resistance, because of all the rest of it, like I said, rubber strap, you don't have to worry about what you're doing that day. You don't have to worry about if you're going swimming. You don't have to worry about if you're out and about, if you're running, if you're at the gym during the summer, you're on the trail or something like that. This watch is going to be protected. Now, don't bang it around. Don't be an idiot with it. But it can take a couple accidental hits and still look as good as it does right here a couple years on, or 2 or 3 years on for mine, as you will when you get yours as well. But I love the hint. But like I said, the one thing to be cautious about when you're ordering this is don't look at the render and think it's going to be kind of a light baby turquoise, for lack of a better term. It's not. It's a deep blue. But you do still see, it takes a little bit of turning in the light, but you do still see the manta rays. But just don't go in thinking it's going to be that light greenish blue. It is a more darker actual blue. So don't be surprised by that when you take it out. But overall, wears great. I love the feel of it. It's just the quality and the weight and everything you'd expect from a King Turtle and from Seiko, and at a decent price range now. I think $625. You know, they opened up, like I said, $675. I think $625 is a good decent price for this, given the fact that it has some of those higher end features like the sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel, some of the things that you'd want. 200 meters of water resistance, has the case back, kind of the special edition case back that you have here. I don't believe they're numbered because it's special edition, not limited edition, but it just is an overall sharp looking watch. So in 2023, it's still doing well. It's got stuff that you'd want at a reasonable price. It's not something that's gone up kind of crazy up to $1,000 or anything like that. That would start to get a little bit much. But for this price, for the kind of that mid-6 range, it's certainly one that you want to look at. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that delicious day.